Hello and good evening, Tea Talkers. What's going on? It's your girl. Just wanted to come and do a Thursday check in with all my good peeps out there. Hope everybody's staying positive and light on their feet and everything like that. Given the circumstances of where we are right now. Just wanted to reach out and encourage all my friends today to be active in this quarantine season that we're sitting in. And I say it's a season because it's not going to last forever. Just like, Mother Nature, we go through the four seasons every year like we normally do. And some seasons seems like it lasts a little longer than the other seasons, or some seasons just seems like it only may be for a week or two and then we're on to the next one. But anywho, this season of quarantine that we're sitting in, I really truly feel like it's a season that God is, first of all, that He ordained to happen. And not only did He ordain it to happen with globally, but also I feel like it's something that He ordained in all of His children. Those that know Him and know, that He's bigger than coronavirus. In this season of being in quarantine, we should definitely be active, staying active. So, being light on your feet, exercising, allowing life to really still happen as it normally would. But even in quarantine, you can still stay active. So exercising, getting you a good book to read, researching positive things to do with your children via internet, or, trying to find some positive, maybe shows to even watch, whether it's, cable television or live streaming or anything like that. But just want to motivate you to stay active. So I'm really, really excited. Just because it is Thursday. Thursday is like one of my favorite days of the week. But I'm excited because this morning I couldn't sleep normally how I would. Like I'm normally a early riser anyway, but this morning something was just different. My spirit wasn't, I couldn't sit still anymore, if that makes sense. I went to bed about maybe 10 o'clock last night and kind of tossed and turned on and off, but not, crazy to the point where I was up all night. But I really, I woke up probably about maybe 4:30, and I couldn't sleep anymore because my mind was racing with so many ideas and things to do to keep myself, to keep my spirit happy, and to just to stay a nice bubbly positive speaking type of vibe going on in my home. So with that being said, like my little cup, it's a really, really good friend of mine blessed me with that for Christmas a few years ago. But anyway, going back on topic, I'm sorry. See how easily I'm distracted here? Anyway, so like I said, I really feel like Holy Spirit is just saying, like, use this time wisely. And not just saying it to me, but I really feel like that's what he's saying in general to everybody. Use this time wisely. Again, for people that work and work and work all the time, if you have children and you don't necessarily get a chance to spend a lot of time with your kids, really utilize this time to love on your kids and really dig deep to see, hey, how was your school year thus far? What are some things that you want to talk to me about, but you may feel like, you can't because you're maybe scared or ashamed or something like that. For the people like me that work all the time and seems like, we just don't have the energy when we get home from work to maybe make dinner or to go hang out with friends or something like that. Use this time to catch up on your rest, but also pick up a good read, pick up a wonderful book. I literally ordered this book the other day. Mary Mary is one of my favorite gospel artists because I really like how they appeal to the younger crowd, but they appeal to everybody, whether you're young, old, or a baby, they appeal to everyone. So I love Mary Mary. But I was watching a television program the other day, and Miss Erica Campbell was on there, and she was speaking about her new book, and it fascinated me so much because and I'll speak on this. I'll actually do another YouTube blog on it once I actually complete the book, but I'm on chapter 4. The name of the book is called More Than Pretty, so that means take it for how you want to take it. But when she was speaking of the book, it resonated in my spirit because I was like, oh my God, like I've heard that all my life, not even necessarily meaning it was me, but anywho, once I actually finish the book, I definitely will jump on and share my thoughts and stuff like that. But so far, it is definitely a good read. So if you haven't, get you a good book. Not necessarily promoting this one, but get your book. Get you something that's going to interest you. Something that's positive too, as well. Not something that's just like beating you down or anything like that. Because most of us are watching the television and we're watching what's going on the internet. We all have smartphones because it's 2020. So every ding on your phone is something from USA News or, Today News or anything like that news. And it's just, it's kind of depressing. So get you a good book, find you a good book to read. And that is definitely a life story. It's also like a soul searching type of a book as well. So it's very real. This one is by another author. I love her because she has so many different titles of or genres of, I don't know, writing. I don't even know if that's a thing that you could say. But she has so many different things that she writes about, and she's such an intriguing artist. Her name is Kimberla Lawson Roby. And my mother actually introduced me to her some years ago, and I've been hooked on her books ever since. So this one is actually a really good one as well. But again, not endorsing anyone or anything like that, but just kind of, again, just putting some stuff out into the atmosphere. Giving some ideas for all of us to be able to jump on. And then of course, if you don't like anything fiction or nonfiction, these are wonderful little daily reads that I definitely take heed to when I look at, and especially because even though I don't watch the news every day, well, I'm sorry, I do watch the news every day. I do watch it because I need to watch at least just like maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then after that I really shut it off. But I want to be aware of my surroundings, and especially because we are in quarantine and things of that nature. When I leave the house to go to the grocery store, I want to just know what's going on around me. But again, this book here is just, little daily reads, and I'm not sure if you can see the title, but it just says, "Dear God, it's me and it's urgent." When I moved away from my mom out of state, she gave me this book. She actually snuck it into one of my boxes that I had packed. And as I was unpacking, once I arrived to my destination, and I opened up one of my boxes, I literally began to cry because I was like, mothers and daughters have a special and unique bond with each other. So when I saw this, at first I was like, my mom is so extra. However, God really, knew what he was doing when he blessed me to have her be in my life, to make me her child. But it's just, little prayers for every season of a woman's life. So this is even coming from, from a woman's perspective of life. And these are just, reads that you can have just to have, not just because there's a global situation going on, but this is just everyday life stuff that you can, actually, pick up a book when you're feeling stressed out, when you have anxiety, when you're worried about stuff, when you're unsure about the next move, or just even being unsure about who you are as a woman. It's a lot of different things in here that are really, really good. to be able to read up on. And then of course the name of this book looks like a little Bible, but it's not. It's a book called God's Word for Every Need, and it's the same thing, Devotions from the Father's Heart. And on the back, I really like what it says. It says, for whatever the need, God's Word has the answer. I love it, because it takes me into what I'm going to say next. Regardless of what we see with our eyes and even what we hear with our ears, you got to have that faith. You have to have faith. Faith is going to get all of us through this quarantine. Prayer is going to get us all through this quarantine. Hope is going to get us all through this quarantine. Again, because of what we see so many negative things on the news, and we hear so many negative things on all these social media platforms and things of that nature, that I don't know about anybody else, but mentally it's draining, and spiritually it's draining. Like I think I sat maybe a week or so ago, and it was just the worst day ever. It felt like the worst day ever. I felt like Eeyore with a big cloud over my head, and every room that I went into, every piece of furniture that I sat on, I felt like it was a rain cloud that was over my head, because I was mad, then I would cry, and then it would just be like my feelings were, or not feelings, I guess, like my emotions was just all over the place. It was awful. So these are just some suggestions, getting you something to read, and to take your mind off of what's going on out in the world. Not saying to, not be informed, but to take your mind off of it. Stay positive, right? Also, too, as I've mentioned before, I have a notebook. And I have several notebooks, actually. So this is one of many. But this is a notebook I actually bought a few years back, actually, by accident. I'm a shopper. I'm a girl. But I was out and about and just happened to stumble upon this. And I got this actual journal because of what it said. It said, if you obey all the rules, you'll miss all the fun. And this is just a quote from Katharine Hepburn, late great Katharine Hepburn. But I noticed how a lot of people did like a vision board at the top of the year. So in January, there's a lot of like vision board parties and stuff like that. And I'm just different. I definitely would love to do like a vision board party. Put it on the to-do list. But instead of having a vision board party, I made a vision journal. Vision board journal. And the reason why it's my vision board journal is because every time I open this notebook, I have it literally right here in the front. My vision for my life, my vision for the plans that I have made and that I'm working on to actually achieve, and all that wonderful stuff. And it's just a list of different things. Of course, my dreams surpass all of this, but this is just laying the foundation. I'm laying the foundation to being able to achieve those things. But also in the middle, in big bold letters, and you probably really can't see it, but it literally says, how big is your dream? I dream big. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I dream big. I have a lot of different ideas that I want to do, and a lot of it can be done. As a matter of fact, most of it can be done. It's just a matter of putting in the work. So leads me to the next point. Get something to do. Have an activity to do. Young ladies, I know y'all are missing y'all's, girlfriends and your boo things, if that's what you got and stuff like that. Or just friends in general. You're missing your friends, and you're missing, being at school because you want to be around your friends and stuff like that. Take this time right here to evaluate yourself, even as a teenager. Because I didn't have a lot of, female role models growing up that would come and talk to me or talk to me and my friends and stuff like that. Most of my friends, when I was 15 or 16, they were already mothers and stuff like that. So to the young ladies that, will see this, and to all of my followers that will share this with their nieces or their daughters or their granddaughters or anything like that, their cousins, get a hobby. Get a positive hobby. Put your phone down sometimes. You're not so stuck on your phone talking to your friends or viewing social media. Find something positive to do. Reconnect with your family. If you feel like you've kind of drawn yourself away because you're always you're doing this number right here and all the time, put your phone down and go and hang out with your family. And even with the older women, reach out to your nieces, reach out to your grandchildren, your granddaughters, and your great cousins and stuff like that, and just check on them and see how they're doing. This is a tough time for all of us, and it's not just, we are all in this together, but just reach out to somebody that you may have lost contact with. Maybe throughout earlier this year, maybe at the end of last year, y'all just lost contact, or maybe y'all had a falling out or something like that. Reach out to them and just see how they're doing. Sometimes it takes the bigger person to speak first, but at any rate, just reach out and just say hi. I'm getting like super extra, but I'm just saying, find something to do is the point of what I was trying to make. Just find something to do. Write something, write a poem, get you a coloring book, because I have a coloring book. It's an adult coloring book, but I have a coloring book, and it helps me a lot when I'm trying to meditate. A lot of times I don't really like a lot of noise. After so long, me working in dentistry, I have to hear a very high volumed noise of a handpiece in my ear all the time. So oftentimes I don't want to hear any noise when I am at home. I really just want to just sit and just be silent. So that's why I have my coloring book, and it helps a lot. Shouts out to Deanna Haynes for that one. But get you a hobby, get you a positive hobby to do, and spend an hour doing it. I'm telling you, you will feel so much better. And I'm a napper. I like to take naps too. So anywho, that is all for this Thursday evening. If you haven't said you love, if you haven't told someone that you love them today, please, 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 as you are seeing this, as you are listening to this, I want you to reach out to someone, whether it's your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your brother, your cousin, your little nephew, your little niece, whoever. I want you to at least tell them that you love them today, because tomorrow definitely is not promised. Not to scare anyone or anything like that, not to even scare my own self, but tomorrow is not promised. So to all of y'all, I love you. I love the heck out of all of y'all, all 14 of y'all that follow me. And I thank you so very much just for supporting me and everything that I'm doing. So it's definitely appreciated. And I'm about to get off here because I'm finna tear up. But until next time, Tea Talkers, love y'all. Peace.